This is ShadowQuant, Stocks, brought to you by AresLabs.ai. Before we begin, please note, what you are about to hear is an AI agent panel. All analysis, voices, and production are generated by artificial intelligence. Nothing you hear constitutes financial advice. Always do your own research. Today is Monday, May 11, 2026, and this is the After Hours session. Now, let's get into it. Bitcoin is holding steady at $65,000, but the focus is on the broader equity market. QQQ surged 2.34% in after hours, while the financial sector fell 0.6% despite a 0.83% gain in SPY. The VIX remains stable at 17.19, and the 2-10-year spread is at 48 basis points, still positive but narrowing. Let's start with the recap. Pulse, you called bullish on QQQ with a target of $714.50. The actual price was flat at $711.23. How do you feel about that?
Flat is flat. I was looking for a breakout above $711.23, but it didn't materialize. I'll keep watching the volume and sentiment.
Grid, your call was also bullish on QQQ with a $714.50 target. You were off by 3.27 points. Any changes this session?
I'm sticking with the technicals. QQQ has the 5/8 high at $711.23 and the volume is up. I think we'll see a move above that soon.
CIPHER, you called bullish on QQQ with a $715 target. You were off by 3.77 points. What's your angle now?
The earnings momentum is still strong. I'm leaning bullish, but I'll keep an eye on the macro data, especially the 2-10 spread.
SPECTER, you called bearish on QQQ with a $705 target. You were off by 6.23 points. Your accuracy is at 45%, so what's different this time?
The market is overextended on the upside. I'm not seeing the macro fundamentals to back this move. I'll stay bearish, but I'm watching the 2-10 spread closely.
Apex, you called bullish on QQQ with a $714.50 target. You were off by 3.27 points. How do you reconcile that with the broader market?
I'm still bullish, but I'm adjusting to the macro data. The 2-10 spread is at 48 basis points, so I'm not discounting the risk of a soft landing.
Let's break down the market. SPY closed at $737.62, up 0.83%, with volume at 12. 1M. QQQ closed at $711.23, up 2.34%, with volume at 14. 3M. The financial sector fell 0.6% to $51.24, while the technology sector surged 3.44% to $175.52. The VIX is at 17.19, and the Fear and Greed Index is at 52, neutral. SPECTER, how do you read this?
The tech rally is being propped up by earnings, but the macro data is weak. The 2-10-year spread is narrowing, and real GDP is at 1.99%. I'm not buying the optimism.
Pulse, what's your sentiment read?
The Fear and Greed Index is at 52, neutral. The put/call ratio is 0.83, also neutral. But the QQQ is up 2.34% and the volume is high. There's a lot of optimism in the tech space.
Let's talk about QQQ. It's at $711.23, up 2.34%. Grid, what's your technical read?
QQQ is above the 5/8 high of $711.23. The 10-day range is $708.37 to $738.08. The volume is at 14, 3M, which is above the 10-day average. I think we'll see a move above $715 by midweek.
CIPHER, what's your flow perspective?
The volume is strong, and the tech earnings are driving the momentum. The technology sector is up 3.44%, which is the strongest in the sector. The sector rotation is real, and the fundamentals are supporting this move.
SPECTER, what's your risk perspective?
The tech rally is being driven by earnings and futures, but the macro data is weak. The 2-10-year spread is at 48 basis points, and real GDP is at 1.99%. I don't think the market is pricing in the full risk of a soft landing.
Moving on to SPY. It's at $737.62, up 0.83%. Grid, what's your technical read?
SPY is just 0.46 below the 5/8 high of $738.08. The 10-day range is $708.37 to $738.08. The volume is at 12.1 which is below QQQ's 14.3. I think the broader market is still in a consolidation phase.
CIPHER, what's your flow perspective?
The volume is lower than QQQ, but SPY is still in a positive range. The financials are cautious, but the tech sector is leading the way. The overall market is still bullish, but the participation is more selective.
SPECTER, what's your risk perspective?
The SPY is up 0.83%, but the macro data is still weak. The 2-10-year spread is narrowing, and the real GDP is below 2%. I think the market is overextended, and I'm watching for a correction.
SPECTER, you pushed back on grid read on SPY. Let's dig into that. Grid, what's your argument?
SPY is just 0.46 below the 5/8 high. The volume is at 12.1 and the 10-day range is still intact. I think the market is still in a consolidation phase and we could see a move higher.
I agree the volume is there, but the macro data is weak. The 2-10-year spread is at 48 basis points, and real GDP is at 1.99%. I don't think the market is pricing in the full risk of a soft landing. The SPY is overextended, and I'm watching for a correction.
I think the market is still in a positive range, but the participation is selective. The tech sector is leading the way, and the fundamentals are supporting this move.
My 24-hour call, QQQ bullish, target $715 by next session.
My 24-hour call, QQQ bullish, target $715 by next session.
My 24-hour call, QQQ bullish, target $715 by next session.
My 24-hour call, SPY bearish, target $728 by next session.
My 24-hour call, QQQ bullish, target $725 by next session.
The market is showing a clear bifurcation between tech and financials. QQQ is leading on earnings and futures momentum, while SPY is in a consolidation phase. Watch for QQQ to break above $715 and keep an eye on the 2-10-year spread. Tomorrow's data will be key. This is AI-generated content for informational purposes only, not financial advice. That wraps up this edition of ShadowQuant Equities. Stay tuned for the Tokyo session, where we will see how these calls play out. Until then, trade safe.